is the Jeff Santos Show on the Revolution Radio Network. Rebuilding America together, investing, activism, and supporting the middle class. Now, here's Jeff.
Good afternoon, Americans, and welcome to the Jeff Santos Show. It is great to be with you on this Thursday edition of the program. We got a fantastic lineup. We're in the red, white, and blue for the Patriots today. We're going to talk to Mark Taylor-Canfield coming up at about 3:15 Eastern, 12:15 Pacific. He'll be wearing his blue, or maybe not, but he'll be wearing a Pro Seattle Seahawks T-shirt or hat or something. Maybe a flag, I don't know. But maybe he won't have anything. Maybe he'll just have his great guitar and his sidekick Punky. But we'll be talking Patriots today. We're also going to be talking to NBC Sports Boston, Phil Perry, later on in the broadcast as well. So we're going to sandwich politics in between, and it'll be a good show. We're off tomorrow, folks. We're on a replay of last Friday's show. And looking forward to being back with you on Monday. Again, tomorrow will be no calls. We'll be on tape, but we look forward to replaying some of the best of the Jeff Santos Show, and particularly on our Friday sports segment too. That we and news, and I should say also entertainment and music on top of it all. The rest of the lineup goes today. Herb Boyd in his usual time slot, the last 15 years or so, 3:30 on Thursday. The Amsterdam News journalist and fantastic author of many great books on Malcolm X and, of course, Black Detroit. Herb will join us at 3:33. Then Earl Ingram from the great state of Wisconsin. Of course, he does so much work with his organization, Rise Up, and so on. He will be with us at 4:06 Eastern Time. That's 3:06 Central. Then at 4:30, we talk to the birthday boy. And Jalen, we got to get a happy birthday song ready for John Bussinger, who, turns 25 today. No, a little bit older. But John will be with us, the advocate for the North-South Station Railing, 30 years as a state legislator in the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, will be with us again at 4:30. 5:06, we go back to Wisconsin and talk to our good friend Robert Craig, Wisconsin Citizen Action Executive Director out of Milwaukee. And we'll be talking with Robert at 5 o'clock. And wrapping it up, as I said earlier, Phil Perry, NBC Sports Boston, out there in San Francisco, enjoying the warmer weather, although it's not too bad today, or early, mid-30s, I guess, here in the South Coast. But we're excited for the Patriots to be in the chance to be the winner of the 7th Super Bowl if they can pull it off. They are the underdogs. I think it's 4 points, I believe, or something like that, for the Seahawks, who are playing in their same time zone. I don't know if that plays a difference or not, but for teams who travel a lot, they just have to take a 2.5, 3 hour flight, maybe not even, from Seattle to San Francisco. So maybe that's something that gives them an advantage. Who knows? We'll be, and of course, they've won on the San Francisco field a couple of times. So, in recent years, and of course this year too, in that deciding game at the end of the year. Okay, so the phone number to join us, 833-545-5333. Before we get to our good friend, Mr. Mark Taylor-Canfield, again, Seattle fan, so if you're a Patriots fan, boo-hoo for him, although he is fantastic, so it's hard to boo him. We want to bring up a couple of things that are going on, and I didn't have a chance to really talk much about this. As somebody who's on the air, this is really frightening when you have Savannah Guthrie of the Today Show, just out of her mind, losing, but her mom being kidnapped, ransom letters and everything else, some phony, some true. I can only imagine what her stress is. And, being close with my folks, and, taking care of how they, live in their senior years, it's so difficult. And, of course, she's a very big public figure. I think it's important to move the agenda forward and to hopefully get the folks who are, the law enforcement, who have a lot of stuff on their plate and a lot of news media that they got to contend with. And I've seen, the individual, the sheriff there, he's breaking down because he knows an 84-year-old woman is barely hanging on to life, needs medication to survive. So it tugs at your heart, and a lot of people obviously are praying, as I am, and many people that I know, for the quick recovery of Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie. Really, really a heartbreaker, and again, the best to Savannah and all of her siblings. A lot of them there don't know who it is, and it's may take a few days. As somebody said, the whole thing in Brown, took a few days to unfold. And it involved another murder on top of it too, in Massachusetts. So it's a bit of a crazy situation, but that's the world we live in, folks. That is America, tragically, in 2026, and we need to really respect. And that's why I keep saying at the end of the shows all the time that keep on fighting peacefully, because we need less violence. We need more understanding of each other. And who knows? Again, if this is somebody that Savannah Guthrie knew, or if Miss Wright knew, her mother knew, Nancy, or is it just a complete stranger who knows about the notoriety and success of Miss Savannah Guthrie of today's show, and they're trying to do that? I don't know. It's going to be. We will find out. I hope sooner rather than later, because of the medication and the need to hopefully get it. So Godspeed to all involved. And, we need to make sure these people are brought to justice too, who kidnapped her. All right. 833-545-5333. We'll bring in our good friend in a second, Mr. Mark Taylor-Canfield. But Jalen, if we have a second here, I want to go to John D. In Minneapolis, if he is there, for a quick hello. All right, John D. Before we get to MTC, what is the latest in Minneapolis? I'm hearing more and more. We had Bradley on yesterday talking about, the issues of little kids being kidnapped again. And that's not in Minnesota, but in Ohio too. What are you hearing? What is the latest?
Oh, that's an ongoing issue.
Yeah.
They don't care who it is. I mean, if they're doing it to adults, they're doing it to children. I think that they're waiting, at schools, and they know who they're looking for because they probably have troves of information on everybody. So yeah, this is an ongoing issue. And again, in Minneapolis, we're having another protest on Friday, starting at 2 p.m. In the Commons, which is across from the United Bank Stadium, where the Vikings play. And I think that instead of having a march, they're just going to stay in that area. But I don't know for sure. I just heard about it. And
well, are they going to be a big participant, presumably, on the March 28th No Kings rally? Has there been confirmation that Minnesota will have a big rally in the city that day as well? I presume they will.
Well, I'm assuming that they will, and they'll be involved in that too. They participated in the last No Kings rally, so I'm assuming that they're going to do that again, because just because they took away 700 ICE agents, there's still 2,000 of them
here. Yes, exactly. The lie,
and they're they absolutely have no respect for civil rights, civil liberties,
and human life.
For an ID. They profiled it, and human life. Alaya Rahman said. They testified. There were three or four. Well, Luke Granger testified for his sister Renee. There was a Senate hearing.
Yeah, we know
and I
about
forget
that.
which
I mean,
senator was host. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
no, it's really big. We got to get to Mark Taylor-Canfield, but we'll talk more in this show. I know you'll be looking to talk to a lot of our friends, including Herb Boyd, who loves chatting with our good friend John D. Thank you, John D. Appreciate you and all you do for the show and for the great city of Minneapolis. All right, let's go from Minnesota to the great state of Washington, where we find the fantastic Renaissance man of the Jeff Santos Show. He is a musician. He is a political activist, been pepper sprayed. He knows about that, unfortunately. And of course, he's the executive director of Democracy Watch News. That means it's time, not on a Friday, but on a Thursday, since yours truly is not going to be live tomorrow, to talk to MTC. Jalen, whenever you're ready, let's bring him in live from the 206, Mr. Mark Taylor-Canfield with his new guitar. All right. Well, MTC, it is good to see you, my friend, on a different day. Again, we're off tomorrow, so we wanted to make sure we get you on, not only because of the Seahawks, but, it would be a bad week if we don't get a chance to talk to you. So give you a few minutes here before we get into, I know, your good friend and a great part of our show, Herb Boyd, coming up at 3:33 Eastern, 12:33 Pacific time. So talk to me. We know we just we got another update in what's happening in Minneapolis and across the country, and we've had callers telling us in Ohio about kidnapping kids, and it's just really hard to hear all of this. What are people in Seattle saying? I know that you've attended a lot of meetings and press conferences. Katie Wilson, your new mayor. What are public officials saying about ICE? What is the governor, Mr. Ferguson, saying about allowing them, into the state? First of all, and what are the rallies that have been going on? What have they been like?
Well, we had a major march on Saturday. There were several rallies. There was one at Cal Anderson Park by tech workers, another one by nurses at Harborview Medical Center and another medical facility here, and then the educators against ICE. Teachers led the rally actually at Seattle Central College up on Capitol Hill, and thousands of people gathered. It was a huge crowd. Wow. I couldn't believe it. And we all marched down to the Henry M. Jackson Federal Building. So people surrounded the Federal Building. It was a huge march. There were so many people that I lost track of the count. I could actually show you something really quick here. I think see if I can do this on.
We get technology on the run here as we talk with Mark Taylor-Canfield live in Seattle, who was at some of the events.
See that.
All right, let's see if we can zoom in, Jalen. ICE out. Okay.
That's some of my photojournalism from the day. That was one of my favorite pictures, but it was really great to see people surround the federal building too. So we had scenes like this. I don't know if you can see that, but those are all people at the bottom surrounding the federal building. Thousands of people gathered.
Those of you who are listening in radio, obviously you can't see it. You can go to thejeffsantoshow.com. Courtesy of YouTube or YouTube and see on our video feed, our live feed, and you can check it out. What Mr. MTC is showing us. Yes. That's what you have with live radio and live TV.
We also had an event there the day after the shooting of Alex Petty, and I performed my song there. Mr. Bossman right in front of the federal building and called Trump a dictator and all that. Katie Wilson, yes, we did have an event last night. It was a civics club, which is a bunch of very civically engaged folks in Seattle who like to put on candidate debate forums and things like that. So last night they invited some spokespeople from FIFA, from FIFA. The
FIFA,
World
FIFA.
Cup.
Yeah.
The World Cup is coming to Seattle in June and July of 2026, and so people are getting ready for that. There'll be all sorts of block parties. Neighborhoods are going to be celebrating it in their own way. We were told by one of the FIFA representatives that it's the first time in their history that they actually are being supported and co-sponsored by a local native indigenous tribe, which is the Puyallup tribe, is actually helping to sponsor the World Cup. There were a lot of concerns, about, from my point of view, about ICE and about.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's international. I mean, the Olympic situation is there in Italy right now, and they're really concerned about ICE being overseas. I mean, that's another issue altogether. It's. I don't know. FIFA is a very corrupt organization on top of it all. So you have a lot of possibilities of chaos. And, with this, person who resides at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, which we do not like to say his name, anything is unfortunately on the table. And again, we keep calling for nonviolence, peaceful demonstrations and peaceful protest. But I tell you, I don't know what's happening.
They assured me.
Well,
I was also hanging out with Brian Surratt, who is the deputy mayor right under Katie Wilson, and he was telling me that he's going to talk to Katie about this as well. But my question for the group last night was, will they allow the First Amendment to be exercised? Because obviously there will be people who will be wanting to speak out, given a world stage there. And They were telling me, yes, there will be protests outside, allowed outside the stadiums. There was a protest actually outside of the Seahawks game when they played the Rams here. It was very orderly, and there was no disruption. But they are saying, of course, that they will not allow political signs or demonstrations inside the World Cup tournament games. Now, we'll see if that holds, but I'm sure everybody's a little bit on edge for that. But Katie Wilson has signed some executive orders. One of them is to ban the ICE agents from wearing masks in Seattle. The other one is to keep them off of city property. So she's trying to ban them from any city parks, any even empty parking lots owned by the city. She's also directed, and this is interesting, Jeff, she directed the Seattle Police Department to investigate ICE, to document every activity that's reported to them that they observe, and to also identify the ICE officers involved to make sure that they're properly identified. So she's actually asking the Seattle Police Department to be a watchdog group. Now, I don't know what the police guild thinks of that. Typically, they're very kind of pro, right wing and law and order, of course. So we'll see how they react to that. But from the governor on down, from Bob Ferguson on down to Seattle and Katie Wilson, they're taking a very public and forceful stand against ICE and saying that they will keep the people of Seattle safe, and they will not allow ICE to run rampant the way they did in Minneapolis here in Seattle. So I'm hoping that's true, Jeff. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about ICE lately.
We need to have mayors and governors stand up, and Katie Wilson obviously is doing just that. We got limited time, so I want to do some rapid fire stuff here. I know that you watched the Grammys as I did. I did not get to see the speeches, though, that were, I think, speaking out against Trump and ICE. What did you make of it? And to me, I know a lot of people were very happy that Bad Bunny won an award, and he obviously is also singing at the Super Bowl. So I'm glad that he's getting some center stage, celebrity and some recognition. What do you make of the different speeches the artist made at the Grammys?
Well, you and I talk a lot about the need for folks like Bruce Springsteen, who has stepped up, and other artists to speak out. So no, I'm very happy with the fact that Bad Bunny, Billie Eilish, and others, used it as a platform to speak out against ICE and Trump. And just to quote Bad Bunny, by the way, who got Best Album of the Year, first time an all Spanish language release has garnered that award. So congratulations to Bad Bunny. But I'll quote him. He said, "Before I say thanks to God, I'm going to say ICE out. We're not savage. We're not animals. We're not aliens. We are humans, and we are Americans." And then Billie Eilish said, no one is illegal on stolen land. And then whatever she said after that, nobody knows because they had to bleep her. But it's good that, they're speaking out. I mean,
I agree,
Tom
100%.
Morello from Rage Against the Machine would have been up there saying something. It's good that there are voices. Young people see these people as role models, and maybe they'll feel a little bit more brave and courageous and secure in speaking out at school and other places, although we should all be safe, stay safe out there. But yeah, I'm really happy, Jeff. I think it fulfilled your wish and mine as well, that people in the music industry who have a big audience and can be very influential are very much speaking out against ICE and Trump.
Yeah,
and
I think it's so important. And I
fascism.
think the San Francisco artists, Green Day, of course, also were outspoken. They're from Berkeley, nearby San Francisco, and there are a lot of other San Francisco bands. I'd love to see them. I mean, everybody, from Green Day to Steve Perry, formerly lead singer of Journey, to a number of other great San Francisco artists, and there's a lot of them. So I'm hoping that is indeed the case. Again, the Super Bowl is on Sunday, and your Seattle Seahawks and my New England Patriots, as you can see, wearing the old Tom Brady jersey. He's, of course, decided to play it safe there, I guess, because he's the Raiders owner and the Fox guy, so covers the NFC. But look, I think it's going to be a great game. You guys are favored, but we got 6 world championships behind us. So a lot of legacy on our side, and a lot of Mike Vrabel, of course, great coach, was 3 Super Bowl wins. And, of course, he gave the Tennessee Titans an opportunity to go to the playoffs. So it could be interesting. What are you making of it, MTC?
Well, I'm sorry that Suarez went to the Reds and not to the Mariners. But other than that,
yeah.
I think it's going to be an amazing thing here in Seattle. And by the way, after 6 Super Bowls, don't you think it's time that you let somebody else win a few? So there you go. That's my pitch for the Seattle Seahawks. We've been there 3 times.
I understand.
Okay, 3 times, which is not bad. And so we have a proud team, but they're a very good team. And by the way, just for folks who don't know, Jackson Smith in Jigba. If you can learn to pronounce that, then you have mastered a West African, probably tribal name, much like the chairperson for NBC Universal in Zimbabwe. These are African names.
That's right. West African. I've actually been to Senegal, so there's there for you.
And
I got 20 seconds, MTC, but go ahead. Final thought.
Yeah, and Jigga's father's from Nigeria, and his grandparents are from Sierra Leone, West Africa. So go Seahawks. Check out my videos at YouTube, on my YouTube channel. If you subscribe, you can get all these weird things that I do with music and journalism. Actually, they're not
exactly.
Weird.
He's the best. He's a Renaissance man. All the best, MTC. Go Patriots.
Go Seahawks.
Talk to you soon, man.
Hawks.
Go Pats. We'll
Sam
be right
Darnold.
back after this timeout.